There we go. But Tank, I did bring snacks. I got my dinner late, so if you see me dipping off screen, it's because I got my dinner late, and I'm eating just a little bit though. Is that okay? Let me see. I've got it on top chat. Let me put it on live chat. Okay. What's all the little bitty? I got little bitty things, little congratulation deals floating, a bunch of them. Howdy everybody. How's everyone doing? Wait for some more. Wait for it to get a little more. Trying to figure out what's going on. Prepping for a Milwaukee trip. Awesome. So forgive me. I'm eating. I got my food late. Me and my son went to Munster Jam. What's the big trucks? The Munster trucks. Doing all the jumpity and all that stuff. Had some motorcycles doing some stuff too. It was kind of cool. It was at like 2:00, and on the way home, me and my son stopped by Harbor Freight. I was going to get a free deal, but yeah, we'll talk about that in just a second. Mower running out of gas. That stinks. How you doing, Sizzle? Let's see. Yeah, I seen a lot of people wearing earmuffs while we were there, and earplugs. Okay, you couldn't hear me, Tank? Yeah, I was talking to you. So me and the son went. I had got free tickets through VetTix, and pretty good time, especially for free. We had decent seats. I took a little bit of video, not a lot. But yeah, so on the way back, we stopped by Harbor Freight. So I'm sitting in there. How you doing, brother? Sitting there in Harbor Freight, and I'm looking, because I'm a ITC member. I don't know what it is. You pay a little for if you don't know, you pay a little bitty fee, and you get stuff a little bit discounted and a few other perks. Well, they have these sales to where they give you a free item if you spend over a certain amount. But if you're a member of this ITC, you get the free item, for sometimes just coming in, but sometimes it's for whatever, you just spend money and you get it. So I'm in there, I'm looking around forever because I'm not super happy with the 10 days of deals, all the deals that they're having. We'll go over that in a minute. And I'm looking around forever. And I finally found me this little brush to sweep off my workbench and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm going to get this. Get me a free moving blanket or something. I don't know. And get to the counter. And I said, where's the free items at? He said, we're out. I'm like, y'all going to do like a rain check on that or something? He said, nope. I said, well, put it back. I ain't buying it. Yeah, Inside Track Club. But, I didn't get a bucket. They wasn't offering the free bucket. for me anyway. So, I left there without buying anything. No big deal. I ain't hurting none for it. For those of you that are just coming in, I'm apologizing again because you're going to see me stuffing my mouth. But I'm trying to eat this steak while it's still halfway good. Anyway, how you doing, Pete? So I actually left Harbor Freight without buying anything. But so the sales this week, 10 days of sales. Let's see, day one was probably the best sale. And that was the U.S. General 34 by 23, the 6-drawer full bank service cart. that was a pretty good deal. Let's see, let me look here. Rob decided on the 42 U.S. General next time it comes on sale. Okay, that's cool, man. One available. Same thing here. The free item with purchase out of stock was with the light ones. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks that they went out of stock. Electric pressure washer for the car. Okay. If I see anything, I'll push it out. But so day two was the ball joint press, universal joint press. Not a bad deal, but day three was 30% off Hercules and Bauer corded, and $99 for the little cart. Day four was demo, rotary, and breaker hammers. I think I should have got in on that so I could just stall my lift, but I didn't. They also had their jump pack on sale. Day 5 was outdoor equipment. Day 6 was 2,000 watt inverter. Today was Badland winch accessories and off-road stuff. The off-road jack, which that off-road jack, does anyone else think it's kind of weird? I'm not sure. I guess it'd make it easier to roll on rough terrain, but I don't know that I'd buy a whole nother jack unless I wanted to keep something just in my 4-wheel drive deal. But usually if I think I'm going to need a jack, I throw it in the back of the truck and I take it with me. I don't want to spend another $200 or $300 on a whole nother jack. But so tomorrow is the gun safe for $119 and the screw extractor set for $30. And then the last deal on the 25th is 40% off all Matic stuff. So, it is what it is. None of the deals really excited me, though. I mean, I didn't see anything that really, tripped my trigger or so. Let me know what y'all think, guys. I don't know. Let's see what's everybody saying. Welcome to the tool truck experience with stuff out of stock. That sucks. It sucks for the tool truck too, because if he's got something out of stock, he can't sell it. That's not good for them. They're going to revoke my membership. Okay. A 2x10 and 3-ton low profile we take on the road. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know why I would buy another jack. They're not cheap. The 32-ounce refillable pressurized sprayer, that's not a bad deal. How you doing, Leisure? Let's see. The extractor says about all that fancies me. I might pick it up for $30. Worth having a decent set. Here's the only thing I'm gonna say about that. Those extractors are okay, but if you've got something, if you can take it apart with that without heating it up, you probably didn't try hard enough to get it loose. That's all I'm going to say, because those type are okay, but they're not. The best one I found, which I don't have the new grip edge one, which goes after the old rigid pattern, which is a straight splined. It's a straight spline piece. It ain't like this, but it's, splines going down it. It comes with the left-handed drill bits, and you drill you drill the bolt out, you tap that into it, and you got a nut that you slide down on it, you twist it out. Now, it's hard to pull it out of the whatever, but that's the best I've had. These, I'm just really, if you've already heated up and done all the other things and still can't get it out, I doubt that the screw extractor set is going to get it out. And for those that have used it or used that style, let me know if I'm wrong. Let's see. Haven't lost a battle using the 3/4 head with the reducers yet. Yeah. But it might have its uses. I don't know. I just don't see it as a worthy expense. And I've got 4 or 5 different types. Okay, so here's the word on projects. Last Sunday night, y'all could tell I was a little sick. I felt I was getting better. And here I was on spring break. I had nothing to do other than do projects, what I needed to get done. And I did get a small amount done. But Monday I woke up not feeling all that great. And then Tuesday I woke up, my head was killing me, my sinuses were back messed up again. And I woke up with a headache again this morning, and I started cleaning my shop. I finished the hallway and got the trim down. And that's it. The rest of the week, I haven't got anything done. I didn't do a video. I didn't do any work in the garage. And it's ridiculous because, school assignments start coming due again. Let's see, I'll have one due on Tuesday, and then I'll have one due on Wednesday, and the rest will be due on Friday. So it's 4 classes. So that sucks. But at least I ain't got tests this week, so I should be able to get stuff done as long as this stuff will clear up. But it's not clearing up. Right now I'm stopped up a little bit. Not bad. I can breathe through my nose, but yeah. But I haven't got anything done. Let's see. So I ain't chopping on nothing, I don't think, but I do need to get to going on it. Riding season is here. Sorry, I'm showing you my food. Riding season is here. So I'm fixing to not only have school competing, But I'm gonna have rides that, I mean, I've got scheduled rides, not just going out. Yeah, in racing season. So I'll have rides and drag races to go to and car shows. So I know, horrible life. But all these things are competing with each other. And I've got a ride schedule, a big ride scheduled in May. So Scott, me and Scott, we got our room where we're going, and Tank will meet me, and we'll probably ride down together, or we won't, And so we got that. June, there's another big one. August is my big Sturgis ride that I do every year, and I'm planning on doing a big 15, 20 dayer like I did. Let's see what else. In May, me and the wife are doing vacation down in Texas, and I'm riding down, and we're doing the Twisties. They call them the Twisted Sisters. They're down in Southwest Texas in a place called, pretty much your starting off point, kind of, is a place called Lakey, but it's spelled like it's leaky, like a leaky faucet. I believe there's an extra E in there. Leakey. So we're going there. We're going to stay there a few days and do some other stuff, go up to Texas wine country, look at this big old, round rock, there in the middle of Texas, and eat some good barbecue at Llanos, Cooper's and Llanos. But yeah. So I can't wait. But the thing is, I've got to get busy. If I don't get busy, I'm behind the gun, so I'm going to be hurting. Let's see. Oh, cool, Tank. We'll figure something out. But yeah, I get zoo trips and pool and sprinklers in the yard to look forward to this year. Hey, I understand. I don't know what all I got coming up that I'm going to do with grandbabies, but I'm sure there's stuff. Scott, no. We thought about asking people to join us on the days in Lakey, but haven't. And that's why we decided to do it in May, because it's kind of early May, we're going there then because it's still not, like you're in an oven frying or oven burning up type heat. We usually do mine and her, vacation in July, but yeah, we decided to do it then this year because we didn't want to be in Texas in July, and that's where we decided to do it this year. We do it. We've been going all over the country for our vacations. Our first vacation was in Savannah, or what's the beach there? Tybee Island. Our next one the next year, so we did the Atlantic that year. We went down, did the Gulf Coast the next year in Long Beach, Mississippi. The next year we went to the falls in New York, the big ones. And we went to Canada. And let's see, I forget what we did the next year. Maybe the next year is when we went to Vermont and all that. So we've been going sort of all over the place. So I'm trying to get us out to the West Coast because there's some nice stuff out there I'd like to see. Just don't want to live out there, but yeah, there's some nice stuff out there I want to see. Want to see the redwoods. I really, really, really want to go to the big lake up in that's real high in elevation. I forget what the name of it is. I think it starts with a T. Lake in California. Lake Tahoe. Thank you, Scott. I want to go there. I wanted to go to Tahoe for a long time. I want to do some riding out there, but she's not going to be up for riding through Joshua Tree and the desert, and all that stuff. That's just not. I don't think she's going to want, because it can be miserable. I love it. It's beautiful, but it is miserable. There's a certain amount of, when you're riding a motorcycle and you're doing a big long trip, there's a certain amount that you put your body through. When I did my trip to Sturgis this past year, and I did the whole down to Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, Utah, all that. There was some days where I had to push myself to be able to continue on, because it was nothing to get dehydrated. I drank so much water. I never wanted to see water in my life. It was just, it was rough, but it was beautiful too. There was nothing like it. There was one canyon I went through. I forget the name of it. I've got it saved somewhere. And it was just beautiful. And it was these naturally carved canyons straight up and down, all, on one side and the other side. It was like, I think it was 15 or 20 miles straight down. It was a beautiful place. Utopia, something like that. But it was miserable. I could barely walk after that third day. I think that was the fourth day. When I got to Utah, that was my fourth day, and I was my lips had gotten sunburned and they had swelled up. I was miserable. When I got to Utah, I really didn't want to get back on the bike, but I still had to go up into Utah further, then go up into Montana. And then, I had 3 more days ahead of me. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more days ahead of me. So, but I loved every minute of it. I'll do it again in a heartbeat. The wife isn't into that. She would never ride with me again if I did that to her. And I understand that. And I did it to her. We went our first year dating. Scott will remember this. I showed up with a woman to a big event of a bunch of friends, and people were like, "You didn't tell us you was bringing someone." There was a couple of the other wives that they liked riding on the back of my bike because I had a real nice big comfy seat, and they were kind of aggravated because they didn't have their seat no more. But I showed up with Aaron, and the ride down wasn't bad, and we was able to stop a little bit, but going back we had to roll, and we had to get back home, and we ran through some weather, and it was like a 7-8 hour day, maybe a 10-hour day. It was from our house down to not Cherokee, North Carolina, but a little bitty town on the other side of the mountain from Cherokee. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it was miserable for her. And me, I'm fine. I'll do it every day You know, I've rode in, 14-degree weather, and because I had to, but still. Anyway, yeah. Let's see. Tahoe is beautiful. Redwoods, yeah. I want to go through the redwoods so bad. Don't think through a redwood tree. I just want to ride through that whole forest. But let's see. Fly her to a town nearby and pick her up. And that's what we're going to do for some stuff, Tank. But I don't think she's going to want to ride through Death Valley with me. And because I don't want to just ride through Death Valley, there's some side trips up there supposed to be awesome. And just the ride through Death Valley is probably going to be pretty rough. I just don't see that as something she'd want to do. Saw it as a kid. That's awesome, man. Miss having a bike for ride. Crotch rockets are horrible for long trips. I got off the bike after 3. I understand. I rode a V-Rod from Central Texas out to San Diego for a buddy. He called me up. He said, "Hey, man, can you bring my bike to me?" He had a house there in Killeen, Texas. And he had left his motorcycle and a few other things there. And he'd rent the house out to buddies. But he lived in San Diego. He said, "Hey, man, will you ride my bike out here for me? And I'll pay you way out, and I'll fly you back." And I'm like, road trip. I took leave and jumped on it. And yeah, and the tag was expired. I didn't have the registration or nothing. It was ridiculous. And I went through all of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California. And I'm surprised because I went through a couple of checkpoints, and I think one in Arizona and one in California. And it was, I would have been in so much trouble in the Army. If I would have gotten trouble, I would have gotten trouble again. But yeah. But road trip, and it was miserable. It was not fun. I ran out of gas in the desert in Texas. I had planned it all out. I stopped I was at my gas station that I was supposed to be at where I needed gas. But the power had went out, and it had been out for a few hours, and it was going to be out for many, many more hours. So I had to do the AAA thing and pay $15 a gallon for gas. And these tanks only hold like 3.5 gallons. I had to make it from there. I mean, I had plenty from that point to make it from there to, he brought 5 gallons. I filled up, and I paid for a woman's gas that she had ran out. She was running out of gas too. So I paid for her the rest of it. But yeah, it was miserable. I ran through my first ever typhoon. They had these typhoon-like deals in New Mexico. And I just pulled in to get some gas, and it come down, and it was a ridiculous storm. Super high winds. The rain come down like a deluge. I mean, this is one of those big gas islands. And within about 2 minutes, there was this much water flowing through the gas island. It was ridiculous. But I had so much fun, and I enjoyed it, greatly. And I'll never, that's a memory that I'll have. I made it. It was a bad weekend for my buddy. We had arranged it, but his father passed while I was heading there. So he left his key for his apartment in San Diego for me. I got there and, let myself in and everything. And when he got back, we went to the beach, and then he took me to the airport, and I got on a plane, went back. Visited La Jolla Beach and a couple more. La Jolla was the most famous, but there was a couple more. One of them had this big boardwalk and a restaurant out in the middle. That might have been La Jolla. It might have been another one. I don't know. But yeah, it's cool. It was a cool trip. See, I don't want a spider. I appreciate it, Sizzle Neck. Anytime I'm up there, I'll give you a holler. Aaron's father lives in not Southern California, kind of. He lives in a more one of the famous smaller towns up there. I forget the name of it, but anyway, but he lives there, and then she's got family that live up in Oregon and all that. So, but if need to, man, I'll holler at you. I appreciate it, Scott. Yes, Erin fit right in. She was a little tired that trip, but yeah, it's I don't know how many years since we've been doing it. Yeah, I might have to rent her a car or something. What head rattling from the bike on the V Rod or something? But it sounds like the best trip ever. All the stories, yeah, it was. I've had some good trips. I'll tell y'all one more, and I'll leave the rest for that because I've got a lot of good trips. Um, Lived in Belgium for 3 years. The Army moved me over there. I just bought a Harley. I I hadn't owned a I'd never owned a road bike, and I hadn't had anything but dirt bikes in forever, a very long time. And here it was, 2004, and in June I bought my first Harley, and then in July I put it on a boat, shipped it over to Belgium, got it over there. This in 2006, the winter of 2006, a bunch of us guys decided we're going to do a Frosty Nuts run, and here it was, January or February, and we rode from where we were at. It's a little place called Mons, Belgium, Mons, and we rode from there down to Bastogne, Belgium, and into the Ardennes forest, and it was cold. I've got pictures of it. We did it 2 years in a row. One year it got down to I want to say 20 something degrees because it's in Celsius. In the other year, it was just below freezing. One year snowed on us. We had ice on the ground on the way back. It was crazy. We got some crazy pictures of us in front of a tank where one of us a buddy of mine busted his butt running back from setting the camera. Just a good time. I've got a bunch of great stories, but it was so cold that first year. We were stopping every 10 to 15 miles at every little cafe we could find and getting coffee. I mean, we were freezing. And it's about a 2-hour trip. And we were stopping all over the place. I don't have as many pictures from that trip. But it was a good one. So all I got to say is I love making memories, and I plan on, making plenty of memories this year too. Don't know what I'm going to do for my big trip, but it's going to be a big one. Anyone else? Anyone got any big trips like that? Real big, good stories? Oh, and there was no embellishing on these, none whatsoever. When I got to Utah, my lips were swollen up about like that. It was rough. It was real rough. Um, I even got some video of it. I think I posted a video. It doesn't show it all that well, but it was rough. I've I've got a little heated gear. I don't do as much cold weather riding anymore, but next week remind me to tell you about my trip to um, Dublin for St. Patty's Day on the motorcycle. I'll tell you that one next week. Because that was just a stupid trip. That was awesome. But uh, miss wiping frost off and throttling through the pain. Yeah, oh man, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it. Um, Freezing fog. It's crazy. Michelle and I bought a motorhome when we were taking mom to the Indy 500. That's cool as hell. One of these days, I think I need to go to the Indy 500. I mean, I'm 2.5, 3 hours away. I should. It makes no sense not to. But just one of those bucket list things that I want to do that I've never done. Just like where my mom and dad live, where I grew up, is an hour and a half from Talladega. And the only reason it's an hour and a half is because you got to go through the woods. So it's not far. It's like 50, 60 miles. And I've never been to Talladega. I've drove by there, but I've never been to Talladega. And that's one of those things I want to do one of these days. I guarantee you, if it falls right, VetTix will have tickets, and I'll be able to go this year if I don't have other stuff. You got Peeps in Indiana. They do have a big shindig every year. That's awesome. Hey, next time you coming up through here and visiting your Peeps, holler at me. I got a place for you. Yeah, Dega is awesome. And I think I need to go to Talladega for the bike races. Not Talladega, Daytona for the bike races. I want to go down to Daytona for Bike Week one year, but do the bike races instead of, because honestly, I don't like Daytona for the riding. It's just not my jam. I'm not a big beach guy because it's flat and I don't enjoy the riding as much. I enjoy it while I'm there because I'm with great friends, but not big on the riding. Let's see. Talladega would be awesome. Wisconsin, Minnesota riding to work through winter. Oof, oof. A lot of looks, a few thumbs up from people driving on the road. I got a buddy who lives in Minnesota. His road name is Dickhead. He's from my old Shape Harley Davidson group that was in Belgium. That we do it here, but it's different. But he rides like that. He rides to work all through the winter and lives up there in Minnesota. Dude's put thousands and thousands of miles on his bike. He just doesn't stop riding. See, will do, brother. Blinky, you can sleep in the back of the wagon that isn't running. No, I got bed. I got one extra bed. Plus, I've got a motorhome, but a travel trailer. We're in Minnesota. Tank. It's a roof over my head. Worked in downtown St. Paul. Oof. Dickhead. Michael's a great dude. Yeah, he's crazy as hell. Pete, that's 100 miles from you. That's cool. But I wouldn't mind this year maybe doing some of my riding. I don't know. It's hard. But on the way back from Sturgis, I would love to go to the museum, the Harley Museum again. The only bad thing is I don't want to go through Chicago ever again in my life. But I do have a friend who lives in Chicago. But oof, yeah, Chicago sucks. There's holes on the turnpike there or whatever you toll road that'll swallow your bike. It's crazy. Have cousins that have bikes with stickers saying Million Mile Club and ride you around in Minnesota. Those are awesome. That's one of the reasons I don't ride in the winter anymore is because I ride to enjoy it, and it's hard to set off in miserable weather unless you're stuck somewhere. Thunder Bay. Let's see, Rich Direction Piece, Chief. Yeah, Chief. Seen many motorcycles lately. Yeah, I've been jealous. I haven't. I'm hanging my head in shame. I haven't got my motorcycle out yet. I mean, I've actually had it out of the garage and fired it up, but I haven't had it out and rode it. So, yeah. "22 miles from Rochester." Okay. So this coming week, I'm going to get some stuff done. I promise. I've still got to do the review on this. I've got some of it filmed. I just haven't got it done yet. And I've got some other stuff I want to show you. I want to see. I'm going to test that Milwaukee air compressor out I got. I don't know if I've even showed it to y'all. I got their air compressor. I'm going to see if I can use it to run my nail guns while I'm building my loft this coming week. So that's the goal next week. The goal next week is to get my loft, the engine room, what I call my engine room or clean room, and the back part of the wall framed up. I want to get all that framed up, maybe even get plywood on that. It's 6 sheets of plywood. Get that done. Once that's done, it opens up a whole lot of other stuff for me to be able to do and have room in the garage. So, and I've got to do that because my lift I just bought is sitting on my trailer outside the garage. I've got water get ruined by the rain inside, but my lift is sitting outside the garage and I need to get in and get it set up. So, let's see. Coming out of retirement, I got a job at Lowe's part-time. That's awesome. Congratulations. I know you said you were interviewing last week. I think you said you were interviewing, but congratulations. That's awesome. So you got the VTX out today. Time to sell it. Yeah, your VTX, that's your orange one, right? A lot of memories there. That's where you got Blinky from. See, Pete grew up in Montgomery, worked in Owatonna for several years. Sizzle neck, that's awesome. Always good sizzle. Phil, when I get to retirement, I'll do something part-time. Thanks, Pete and Rob. That's awesome. I'm familiar with those cities. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. When it comes to retirement, once I get through with this, with college, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to go back to a 9-to-5. I won't. If I get any type of regular job, my free time is precious and it's going to be hard to give up. being able to jump up and go. I had only been to Sturgis one time before I started going a lot. Here in 2021 is the first time, it's the second time I went to Sturgis, but I haven't missed it since. My first time to Sturgis was in 17. It was the year I was retiring from the Army. I pretty much had free time here and there, was trying to burn up some vacation days. But after I did that, I started working a full-time job, and I barely took any time off. I mean, it was planned. So the year that I quit that full-time job in 21, massage parlor, when I quit that job in 21, it was on like Donkey Kong. It was, I'm sitting here and I went to a car show and I got to looking at some things about Sturgis. And I come home and I told my wife, I said, I'm going to Sturgis. No, the next day I woke up and I said, I want to go Sturgis today. She said, well, go. Man, I had to do some errands, but I did those errands, loaded up the bike, and I was gone. I did it. That was every year since then I do it in 2 days, except for last year. The first year I did it in 21 or 22 hours straight. And I would have did it faster, but I waited out a big thunderstorm while I was in Kansas. Not Kansas. I was north of Kansas City. I forget the place. It was it was pretty nasty. Yeah, that was an awesome trip, Scott. That 2017 trip, awesome trip. I didn't know that was your first time. It's just one of those things. I don't want to miss it ever again. And it's not because of the party in Sturgis. I just love the riding. And I've got some great friends out there. And it's just, yeah. If you ride, you should come on out there and I'll introduce you to some people. And if you're 50 or older, we'll talk about buying a ring. It's an inside deal, but let's see. Ron Novak, do you know Stacy Novak? Michelle's friends with her. First trip too, but the party ain't bad. The party can be fun. It's I try to watch myself. I don't want to do anything stupid, So I try to hold back on the reins while I'm there. Let's see. That's all familiar with all those cities. I'm trying to catch up. I'm hoping I'm not missing anything. Let's see. Just ring a bell, family big. Yeah. But hey, thank you everyone for joining in. I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for popping in with me. I've messed around and I got so busy talking. I didn't drink my bourbon, but that's okay. I'll save it for next time. I'll just heat it up again. Yes, I'm missing the schedule on getting the car ready. I will get something done on the car this week. I'm going to get one thing done on the car this week. Don't know what it's going to be. I will get something done. It's currently sitting under a tarp outside my garage. But y'all take care. Y'all have a blessed week. And y'all take care of each other. Love y'all. Take care. And have a good one. Have a great night, too. I enjoyed it, man. Y'all take care.